So last week I had a weird idea. What if I made a comic book page with an artist without communicating at all? And now it sounded crazy, but this is actually how Marvel used to make their comic books. They called it the Marvel method. So how it worked was the writer gave the artist a loose idea, the artist drew it however they saw fit, and only after that, then the writer adds dialogue. That method caused a lot of tension, so they don't really do it anymore, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Because I love tension. And also I'm like a perfectionist and I love having control over the entire comic book making process. So I thought this would be a fun exercise to kind of let go of control and also answer the question, was Marvel kind of stupid for doing this? Or were they secretly brilliant? I'm not sure, let's find out. Since I'm just the writer, I'm going to need an artist, and I think I'm gonna reach out to my buddy Demo, who illustrates most of my comics for my newsletter, Comics on the House, where I give away free comics every week. So let's go and give him a little jingle. Hello, Demo. Want to do something exciting? Okay, now we wait. Okay, we'll be right back after this brief message. So Demo responded as I was just starting my third cup of coffee for the day. I'm not addicted. What are you talking about? That's foolish. You can't be addicted to coffee. And I've been pacing around trying to come up with what the prompt should be. And I think I landed on the prompt of unsubscribing from reality. Now, I'm not allowed to tell him anything about the prompt, but I want to share with you what my idea for this is, just to show the difference from, you know, the writer's idea to the artist's idea. So I'm thinking unsubscribing as like a joke, not something like super, you know, suicide-y. You know, like when you subscribe to a newsletter or you just don't like it anymore and you're just like, I'm unsubscribe from this. I think it might be funny if you like have a friend that you could like unsubscribe from. Like this scenario happens with a friend, you're like, I'm sick of you not laughing when I tell you to pull my finger and then I fart and you don't laugh. It's peak comedy. Unsubscribe. So I'm thinking something like that, not something like depression-y, something more funny. But then again, I'm not going to tell them what to do. I'm just going to send them the prompt and see what they come up with. That's the whole point. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm walking upstairs now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how they make comic books like this. I feel so uncomfortable not being in control of like to tell them what to do and then come back in my exact vision. So I probably need this actually. Either way, I'm super excited because Demo is such a fantastic artist, and now it's time to wait for his art. And while we wait for Demo's art, I thought it'd be a really good time to tell you about comicsonthehouse.com. It is my free newsletter for comic and story lovers, where I send out a free comic or mini story every single week alongside things that I found were cool in the comic space and manga space as well. I usually highlight at least one book that I think you need to be reading. If that sounds interesting to you, sign up at comicsonthehouse.com or click the first link in the description and I'll see you there. All right, that was quicker than I thought it was going to be, so I have some time to kill until Demo's art gets here. I'm gonna go stare at a wall and think about what I've done. Okay, goodbye now. Well, see you later in like 2 seconds because this is a video. So I just got the art back from Demo, and now I'm going to look at it for the first time, interpret it, and then he also left his thought process for it. So I thought it'd be cool to then react to his thought process after I lettered and did my stuff. So here's what it looks like. It honestly looks freaking awesome. We obviously landed in completely different places just based off the art. God, it's so beautiful. Like, all right, we have this like larva thing. It's climbing to the edge and then falling or jumping off. And then it cuts to the woman. She's sad and she's sighing in like relief. Maybe she's letting go of something. And then the screen right there says successful deleted account with 1 S. Oh, mighty Demo. I can't say anything because I'm a terrible speller. So I have dyslexia too. And I'm illiterate. I don't know how I became a writer. Okay, so this is kind of like they're kind of sad about deleting an account is what it looks like to me. For me, it feels like that is I think the creature is like a weird, like Neopet kind of thing, or maybe something she was taking care of. And right now I'm just thinking like, why did she delete the account? Maybe she got like too old for the game, or maybe the server shut down. It doesn't feel like very kid friendly. So I think like servers are shutting down or something. Like she put a lot of time and effort into it and then it ended. Okay, I'm just gonna mess around and write something for this. It's not as fun like watching me write. So just know that I am gonna do it right now. Okay, here's a montage of me writing. Stupid. I'm a genius. All right, now I am done scripting it. I'm gonna read it to you guys like a comic dub, and here's what I ended up coming up with. So this is it. This is the end. 643 hours later, and I have to end it all. Was it worth it? Yeah. Well, Who knows? I wish I didn't have to leave you. But this game server's shutting down now. So this is the end of our journey. Maybe I'll go for a walk now. Okay, that was depressing. I thought I was going to take it in a funny route, but then I saw it and I was like, okay, I got to make it kind of depressing. And I made it about this girl who's kind of attached to her character and in this game and kind of time to move on. And I think I added the button at the end, like maybe I'll go for a walk now, because maybe she's like starting and going out into the real world now. Maybe this has been like, it's been like a little bit cheap, spent too much time on it, and this is the end of the game, but maybe it's the beginning of her life, which is pretty cute. I would say so myself. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now, Demo did send me what their interpretation of it was, like when they got the idea and their thought process, and they were kind of shy and didn't want to record something. So I hired a Morgan Freeman voice actor, and we're gonna listen to their thoughts, voice acted by Morgan Freeman. Okay, let's check this baby out.
Basically, my initial idea for the prompt was something more alongside a horror Matrix Tron situation. The usual sci-fi circuit suits trying to escape a cybernetic hellscape of zombies and vampire-like creatures, very much alluding to the whole toxic internet culture. But I started hating the idea halfway, then decided going for a more existential Kafkadian flavor of horror.
I like how they thought about like just like making it depressing right off the bat, even though I had like this comedic take to it. So I think that's hilarious, and I like how they kind of decided to go for a horror bit here. So
more symbolic than full-on face. The idea of the endless coldness of online world, the blue tones that website picked because make your brain more relaxed to stay there, and the deep blue end of the world border in a blue screen of death kind of joke.
So it was kind of funny with the blue screen of death. Is I didn't even notice that. That's kind of cool. Like I see what they were going for there. I kind of picked up on that. Like this is the end of something. So that's pretty good, I think.
The design of the creature user is a wink to the design of the last survivor to I have no mouth and I must scream, a slug larva being unable to actually showcase any real emotion or significant act. I wanted to portray that feeling of how much online life pretty much sucks everything one possesses.
Interesting. So it was kind of, they were taking away from everything. I think I ended up making it more hopeful than Demo intended, which I think is fine, but we both landed in like the kind of depressing route.
The more you try belonging there, the more you need to be transparent. Share everything you have. No secrets, no privacy. Which is why it looked at first more like a liquid corpse until I remembered this was PG-13. Even the idea of the closest to an actual thing they have is sadness and frustration, which is probably the most authentic feeling you can get on the internet, even if it is just a text chat. Joy and enthusiasm are almost metaphoric concept on the web. After all, isn't writing lols and raffle mouse with a stone-cold face a universal thing?
I understand what he's saying there, but I kind of disagree. I think there is the narrative that there is a lot of sadness on the internet, and we mask our humor with sadness, or we just we don't really laugh when we laugh on the internet. But I think the internet, there's such greatness on the internet, in my personal opinion, although there is a lot of annoying stuff that's very loud, so it's hard to see that sometimes. But I see what they're going for. I do it.
We finish the story with the actual face of the user, a messy person in a messy room erasing their internet footprint, and finally showing a respite of calm, wanting to make a bit of an enigma irony. In the end, did the user become this loner because of their toxic obsession with online life? Or is this a person that, even under such murky conditions, feels that cutting this part of their life is a healthier choice for the future?
So we kind of got to the same point at the end, which I kind of liked. We kind of made it hopeful. So it was cool that it was like up for interpretation. Now, was Marvel kind of stupid for doing this for every comic book? I think so. I think there's no quality control. I don't know how I would do this with a full comic book. It would be exhausting and take way more time to letter or to write it afterwards, because you're trying to fit in what you want into what the artist wants, and it's just. And if you want something that's watch that video next. I made it. And if you like this one, you might like that one. If you didn't like this one, you might like that one anyways.